Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is time for live broadcast. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As usual, we meet here 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Sunday afternoon as we share information and um, tidbits on financial items that will lead us to financial freedom. So thank you so much for joining me today. Today's topic, of course, is on your mind and your money. Again, our topic today is your mind and your money. And I'm excited to share as we jump into the broadcast. I'm really excited to share about our mind and our money. And let me begin by introducing myself. My name is Severin Bryan of SevTalksMoney.com. That's Severin Bryan of SevTalksMoney.com. I'm a financial coach and financial educator. And my passion is to educate, coach, guide women to realize their full financial potential. I've been very blessed to be able to use the same things that I will be sharing on with others on myself and learn how to harness the power of the mind to try to reach my goal. And I'm still on my way. I'm not there yet, but I'm still on my way. And as I learn and as I grow, I want to be able to share it with my audience. So I want to start off by sharing a couple of quotes with you. And the first one is from Tony Robbins. And it says, before the mind can work efficiently, we must develop our perceptions of the outcomes we expect to reach. When the mind has a defined target, it can focus and direct and refocus and redirect until it reaches its intended goal. And that is so appropriate for today because in order for us to reach our goals, we have to first determine in our minds what those goals are. And in order for us to even form those goals, we have to understand what the drivers are that's going to make us choose one goal over another. So again, this quote from Tony Robbins is so very appropriate. And then the last quote I want to share is from Earl Nightingale. And it says, whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become reality. I mean, this really hit me. This quote really hit me. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become reality. Where we are today is because of the things we've practiced, the things we've repeated, the things we've invested our emotions in to now it becoming a reality. Whether it's the reality we wanted or not, it is the reality because that's what we invested in. So again, I welcome you to this time of sharing. And I want to start off by issuing some challenging, and I want to issue 3 challenges. And the first one is I want you to explore and exercise the money myths that have you bound. We determine how we're going to handle our money. We determine the way we spend our money. We determine how we make decisions based on things that we learn in our past, based on the things that are embedded in our psyche. So today, I want to challenge you to explore and exorcise those myths around money that cause you to make the decision, that cause me to make the decisions that I've made. I don't know if you've heard what your money myths are, but one of the things I've heard is, hi Rhoda, thanks for joining. One of the things I've learned as I was growing up about money is that money is evil. Well, where did that come from? Money is not evil. Money is a tool. It's an instrument that is used to gain the things that we need. So if we're thinking money is evil, then a lot of us won't go after money. We won't do the things that will bring us money because we're thinking money is evil. The Bible itself says the root of money, the love of money is the root of evil. Meaning if you love money more than you love people, if you love money more than you love, basically people, then you're going to make decisions. Like today, we can see the decisions that are being made in our government, the decisions that are being made in our corporations, the decisions that are being made in the in medical corporations about medications, where people have to make the decision between, do I buy food or do I buy medication, because the medications are so overpriced. That's because of the love of money. Not so much that to use money as an instrument to get what they need, but because they love money so much, they price money over people's lives. So today I want you to explore what are the things that are driving you to make decisions about money. Is it something that's healthy? Is it something that's unhealthy? Because if I can look back in my life and I can see some decisions that I made about money, is I didn't even think about how I was handling money because of the things that I heard growing up about money, and the things that I heard about myself and how I should approach money. So I want to challenge you. The first challenge: explore what are the money myths that are causing you to make the decisions that you're making. Then the second thing I want you to look at is, what are your goals? And you might think, well, what are my goals? What does it have to do with money? Well, if you are not thinking of the drivers that are helping you make select those goals, then you're not going to reach your full potential, because you're going to make goals based on maybe what somebody said about you, what somebody said about what you should be doing. I can remember growing up, and I remember when I first became a Christian, and this is not a Christian broadcast by any means, but I just want to share this example. I remember saying, when I first got saved, that I wanted to preach the gospel. And I was told, how are you going to preach the gospel? You're a teenager. You don't even behave in the house. How are you going to preach the gospel? Well, today I do that. Today I'm broadcasting on this medium. And if I had believed those, and for years I believed those limiting beliefs, that I can't do certain things because of the way I behaved, or because of the something that I did. And that's not true, because every one of us are created with the potential to be the best us. And people have said things about us and said things to us that we don't even realize is causing us to not reach the goals that we need to reach, and not making the kinds of goals that will help us to achieve the things that we need to achieve. So what are your goals? Explore now. Go back and look at your goals and see, did you make your goals based on what somebody said? Or are you making your goals based on really your potential and the things that you were designed to create, the things that you were designed to achieve in your life? So I want you to take a look at your goal. The first thing I want you to do is explore the myths, the things that are driving you to make the decisions you make. And then the next thing I want you to do is look at your goals and see, are you creating goals that are just really below what you can achieve? Because somebody said, oh, well, you're an introvert, so you can't speak on platforms. Well, they said that about me, but here I am talking to a group of people that are going to be watching the replay of this Facebook Live, and they're going to be watching on my YouTube channel. And I have spoken on platforms. And if I had listened to people who said, oh, because you're an introvert, you can't do this, then I would not be doing this. Yes, I'm an introvert, but that's not 100% of me. There are parts of me that can break out of the introvert. I can be what I need to be to do what I need to do, and then go back into my introvertedness. So whatever people are telling you about yourself, and whatever you're forming your goals, again, I challenge you to take a look at what's the driver behind your goal. And the last thing I want to talk about is be intentional. Be intentional about everything that you're doing that's going to lead you to the goal that you need. Because if you're not intentional, people are going to speak things as you go along your pathway. People are going to say things and do things to you that you're going to start believing because of what they do and because of what they said. And you're not going to be intentional about reaching your goal because somebody said something, so that gets you off track. So now you start believing what they said about you. You know, there are certain, as I was preparing for this, a few quotes that came across and I love quotes because they really provoke you to thought. And one of the things Zig Ziglar said is rich people have small TVs and big libraries, and poor people have small libraries and big TV. And a lot of that is because of the way we grew up. You know, we want the big house and we want the big car and we want the flat screen TV and the biggest one. And the big, as soon as the biggest one come out, we want that big one. But why are you doing that? Is it because somebody said that it is the standard of success? Or is that because you really want that? For what is the reason behind wanting these things? So I'm challenging you again today. Joe Biden said, don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget and I'll tell you what you value. I can look at your budget. I can look at your checkbook. I can look at your credit card and I can tell you what you value. Don't you might say, well, I value my future. I value my children's education. I value all these other things. But is your checkbook reflecting that? Is your budget reflecting that? Do you have a budget? We can say whatever we want, but what we do is what really indicate what we are and who we are. And, in my years, years of living there, when I was younger, 15, 20 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing in my life. I lived each day. I went to work. I made good money. I paid my bills. I did I went to church. I did all of those things. But I was never intentional about what I wanted my life to look like in the next year, the next month, the next, I was never intentional. And then people would say things again, and I would let that derail me, even as I pursued my doctorate. I didn't have the support. I was in certain organizations, and I didn't have the support that I needed. But thank God for the inner strength in me that I was able to finish without their support. So again, don't let people speak things into you and bind your mind and stop you from reaching the goals that were placed inside of you. Because every one of us have a purpose. Every one of us were created with a purpose. And we need to recognize that we have everything inside of us to achieve the purpose for which we were placed on this earth. So I hope that encouraged somebody. I didn't want it to be long. As I said, I don't want my videos to be long. I just want them to be short to make the point that I need to make and move on, because we have time constraint. We have so many things coming at us, and I just want them to be short and effective. So again, I just want to reiterate, think about the things, the limiting beliefs that have been placed in your life, placed over your life, the people, family members, church members, friends have placed, co-workers have placed on your life, the limiting beliefs, the things they've said to you about you that are causing you now to make decisions based on those things and not based on who you are, not based on the strength that's inside of you, not based on you're making decisions, not based on the grace that you've been given to accomplish so many things, but you're making decisions based on things that your family members and friends and church members and co-workers have said. That's not you. So today I'm challenging you to explore those beliefs. What people have said about you, is that really you? And then the next thing is, what are your goals and what's driving you goals? Are you making goals that's beneath you? Because really you can do more. And then be intentional as you walk through every decision you make. I want you to be intentional about the things that you're doing. And so right now I want to encourage you I want to share with you my social media handle that you can go ahead and connect with me on my webpage, sevtalksmoney.com, where we can talk, we can set up an appointment, and we can talk some more. We can look at your finances and get a plan in place. You can join me on my Facebook business page, which is Brian Financial Empowerment LLC. It's showing right there at the bottom of the screen. Brian Financial Empowerment LLC. You can follow me on Instagram at Sev Talks Money, and that's at Sev Talks Money. And then also you can follow me on YouTube, and that's just go to YouTube and do a search for Severin Brian, and you can find me there, because I am adamant that anything can be accomplished as long as we have a plan. Hi, Lisa. Anything can be accomplished as long as we have a plan. And that plan, again, has to be based on who you are, not what somebody else say you are. So get rid of the bondages, the things that are causing you to not make the decisions that you need to make. I come to this realization, and nothing happens before the time. And I wish I had come to this realization years ago, but it is what it is. And I'm here now. So it's up to me. What can I do right now to change the trajectory of my life? Not dwell on what happened and what people said about me years ago or months ago or whatever, but what can I do now that I know better? What can I do to change the trajectory of my life? And so I'm challenging you to take the same step. What can you do today to change the trajectory of your life, to make better decisions about you and your goals? Because we are powerfully and wonderfully made. We are unique. None of us have the same fingerprint. That's how unique we are. Each of us have a plan. We have a destiny, and we need to be able to walk in that destiny. But before we can even do that, we have to unchain the mind. We have to unchain the mind. There's a story about the elephant, the way they train the elephant. The young elephant, they put a chain on their legs. And every time they try to move, they can't move. And they keep that chain on their legs. And every time they try to move, they can't. When they get older, the chain is on their leg, but it's not attached to anything. Come on now. It's not attached to anything. But guess what? They've been trained so much to think that they can't move, that even though they're not connected, they still don't move. And a lot of times that's how we are. We are trained and we are told to be quiet, and that's not your lane, and to sit down, and you're an introvert, so you can't do this, or you're an extrovert and you can't do this, or you're whatever, you can't do this, you can't do that. So that even when we're free, we still think the way they told us that we were. Like that elephant, even though he was free, the elephants are free now, and the chains are there, but it's not attached to anything, and it won't stop them from moving, because they've been trained so much to know that if they move, nothing happens. They don't move. And so today I'm challenging you. I'm challenging every one of you who are going to be listening, who are listening now, and who are going to be listening on the replay on YouTube and the replay on Facebook. I'm challenging you to not be that elephant. Nothing is holding you. Whatever chains that you thought were holding you, I'm challenging you to know that you are better and bigger and badder than those chains. So I want you to walk into what it is that you were ordained to walk in. And don't let those limiting beliefs, don't let those things that people say about you stop you from reaching your potential. Your family is waiting on you to do what you need to do. So your grandkids, your great-grandkids, every generation don't need to start over. Every generation does not need to start over. There is so much going on in this world today that there is no excuse for any of us not to grab a piece of the pie. With the markets down, we can go into the stock market and get stock at a discount. There is so much information. There is so much great things that are out there. There are coaches. There are people who are doing free videos, free lessons, free classes. There's so much out there. There is no reason why we can't grab a hold of that and help and advance ourselves so that our generation to come can make the best, and they don't have to start over. They don't have to depend on the government for a mule and 40 acres. They don't have to do that because we've grabbed a hold of the vision and we've done what we need to do to break the chains of the mind. Break the chains of the mind so that we can walk in our purpose and do the things that we are destined to do. So again, our topic today was your mind and your money. Your mind and your money. And let's free our mind so that we can walk in the things that we were designed to do. Because we are big, as I said before, we are big and bad and bold, and we can do this thing. Okay, we have a sisterhood, we have a brotherhood, we have a family of people who will support us if we just step up there on faith and do what we need to do. But first, we've got to free the mind to be able to do the things that we were designed to do. So again, I want to thank you. I want to share again my social media handles. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Severin Bryan. Just go to YouTube and search for Severin Bryan. And on Facebook, you can go to Bryan Financial Empowerment LLC. And on Instagram, you can follow me at Sev Talks Money. And then, of course, my webpage, SevTalksMoney.com, where we can meet up to do one-on-ones. Thank you again for watching those on Facebook and on YouTube. And at this time, if there are any questions or any comments, I'd like to entertain them. Yes, as I see a comment here from Rhoda, it says, whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. Certainly, whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. And we just need to we need to stop letting people speak negative things and tell us who we are when that's not really who we are. And Lisa, thank you so much. Thanks for the money encouragement always. That's my pleasure. This is my passion. And I want to always be a blessing because, you know, again, it's never too late to learn. As I said, I'm learning all these things in my latter years. And as I learn, I want to share with people because it's never too late to be who you are meant to be. And as I said, my motto is everything is possible with a plan.